In this episode, I'll be talking to Jamie Hardesty, who's Director of Communications and Ecosystem Development at Sunderland Software City. He's also editor of the Newcastle Tech Digest, and he's also hosted events such as Tech Next, which help highlight what's going on in the Northeast tech scene. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Peter. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So, born and bred in Newcastle, stayed here for university. After I left uni, I got into the startup world. So worked for an ed tech scale up. But I've always been passionate about being a writer, being a content creator. So studied journalism. Reported on the sort of the Northeast business news scene, the tech landscape, and I got really passionate about startups, accelerator activity, and entrepreneurship and innovation in this part of the world. So yes, I'm in comms in my day job, but equally I write a lot, as you say, about all things tech happening across the north, but especially in the Northeast. So. Yeah, it's probably me in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah, because there's so much going on in the Northeast. I think from the Newcastle Tech Digest, I've found out so much that's going on. I tend to know a few things, but I learn a lot more from that because there's so much going on, and it's nice to sort of have that weekly roundup of what's going on and, what to expect. And it's great to follow companies that you've read in a previous issue do well and succeed in future ones as well, which has really been great to see.
Yep. No, I agree with that. So I'll always be the first person to, champion what we have, which is great in the ecosystem and the sort of the stuff we should be proud of. But equally, I'd be lying if I said we didn't have our challenges as well. And I think it got to the point where I was the same as you. I was looking at things and thinking, wow, there's some great stuff going on. But it could feel like, things were a bit disparate and maybe not connected, or things were missed. And as a journalist, I would always feel like I was kind of scratching the surface of what was going on. And, I'd be missing stories, or there'd be stories which were going untold, or, voices which were unheard. And I really wanted something, where we could collate all of the good stuff happening and equally have a forum for discussion and respectful debate. And it's, I think we're approaching 270 issues, 4 to 5 years now. So it's got a real recurring retained audience where people do care and they are curious. And I think as long as we have that kind of that inquisitive and kind of thirst for kind of what's happening in the scene, I'll keep it going. So I'm glad it's serving a small purpose at least.
It is, and it helps encourage other people to share. I know it's helped me. I've been mentioned a couple of times in it myself, and it's just kind of nice to sort of have those names and go, I know that person, and follow that journey. But then to also see, like in the small ways, I've been sort of highlighting what's been going on and sort of see that mentioned as well. It's like it just reaches more people. It gets those voices out there, like you say, those unheard voices get heard that way. Yeah,
well, yeah, exactly. People like yourself who do a great job in the ecosystem. I think it's worth, amplifying that and making sure people know about it so they can be connected, be informed, be inspired, and hopefully, it serves that purpose, I hope.
Brilliant.